to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge.
Ryan Seymour.
Oh my God, we hope that you are staying toasty out there on this new comic book day, because it is cold.
Yes.
I actually saw, there's a thing on the news that said like Chicago was so cold, they didn't have a color spectrum for it.
Yeah.
It was like, oh.
We don't get that cold that often.
That's terrible. It's like, oh, the only colors we can use also signify hot, and that's a lie. So, no.
Yeah. So if you're affected by the cold, either stay inside or hit your local comic shop up as fast as possible.
Yes.
Get your reads, get home, and get snuggled.
Actually, that's the best way to do it. You hit your local comic shop up, and then you like barricade yourself away from the cold.
Yeah.
Then you have good reading material. There it is.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. That's how we're doing it. All right, so this is 5th week.
Yes.
There was a lot more stuff than I expected.
Oh yeah. Like
for
normally
fifth
fifth week there's like 6 books.
Yeah.
But this,
they don't. It's like they don't believe in 5th weeks no more. They're just like, no, it's Wednesday. Get it. All right, so what do we have that's the same? We got 2 that are the same.
Yes.
And then I got all kinds of extra.
yeah.
And then, but you tackled something nutty that I don't even know.
I gave it a yeoman's effort on that one.
Let's start with Fight Club 3, man. I'm game. Let's jump in.
Yeah. All right. So Chuck is back with Cameron and Stuart, and it's the same creative team.
Okay.
That's my review. I have no idea.
Got you.
It was really pretty. If somebody can explain to me like 72% of what was happening in the book, just drop it in the comments below.
Right.
So,
dude, I tapped out of Fight Club 2, and I love Fight Club.
Yeah.
I tapped out of Fight Club 2 as individual issues because it was smarter than me. I need it to be in one setting that I can just go through.
Yeah.
The breakdown of it coming out monthly, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. How cool is it though that like a series like Fight Club is being continued in comic form?
oh, it's next level.
Like that's beautiful. Eat it, Bill Maher. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I said it. Yeah, that's cool. It does look pretty.
Like, it really, really is pretty. As far as I can tell, there's some infidelities involving Balthazar. There's like a snow globe, but I don't know if
that doesn't have anything to do with infidelities, does it? Because that's really got me creeped out.
it might. Like, I don't know. Like, that's
right.
where I'm just like, okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. All I know is that Tyler did Tyler stuff, and he's starting a new franchise.
Okay. All right. Well, can't talk about it because that's first rule. So
First
it
rule of
works.
Fight Club.
It
That should have been the review. It's
I
just
was
like,
gonna say it's all right though. It's all right. Play off of each other. All right. So I did the Justice League Annual.
Yes.
Story by Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV, written like scripted by Tynion. And this is interesting. Like okay, so here's my fear of what this era of Justice League is going to do. It's going to go so big that you can't go back to a regular standing like DC universe. They are breaking down almost literally the walls that are defining and confining the DC universe, that once you go beyond that, can you ever go back? Can you cap that genie back? I don't know. So that's my fear. It's a very interesting story. It's a lot of kind of ups and downs and a lot of things, but are they setting themselves up to go too far?
yeah. I mean, that's a good question because Snyder's doing a lot of stuff. Like literally source wall breaking.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you like it's one of those things where like, okay, I'm not saying that other creators haven't gone big.
Yes.
But they always went big within the boundaries of what the DCU needs to be continuously. Like they haven't gone so far where like you just can't turn around.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like okay, so am I weird? The New 52's Justice League, they start by fighting Darkseid. And I kind of hated it because then where do you go?
Yeah.
What's after that?
You've already fought Darkseid, like one of the biggest of the bad.
Right. Like, where do you go after that? Like, anything else, just kind of like, oh, we're going to, Throne of Atlantis. I'm like, but why? Why do we care? Like, Darkseid came and almost destroyed everything. Who cares who runs Atlantis?
Yeah.
We could die. I don't know. That's just me. Scale thing. But it's interesting to see where this is going to go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep my eye on that. I also did The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
Nick Spencer, great dialogue with this one. Chris Bachalo did the art. And there's something about when this man draws the lizard, it's magical and scary all at the same time. And Lizard's not even like the bad guy here, but it's still absolutely terrifying. I love it. There's a lot of fun stuff in this series. Like, if anybody's not on board with Amazing Spider-Man, I don't even know why you're not. Yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense. This has been like the year for Spidey.
Yeah, it's been like for this one, it's back to that comedic bumbling Spider-Man with still the action. So if you've been clamoring for that for years through the damn slot, there you go. It's right there.
It's given to you. Eat it.
Yeah. Or if you've watched Enter the Spider-Verse, try Spider-Man as a comic. It's pretty good.
I've seen that movie so many times. I'm not even ashamed.
Fingers crossed. Like that and Black Panther, both Oscars this year. Amazing.
Okay, I put my happy place. Okay, so where you want to go next?
Wow. Okay, so Heroes in Crisis is a very serious discussion.
It is.
X-Force is fun, and I don't think Constantine has any concept of what he is.
That is 100% right. The people that he's involving himself with, he's out of his league right now, man. He's doing stuff where he's like, I'm in charge. Are you really?
So, X-Force. Yeah. Number 2, Ed Brisson, Dylan Burnett, Jesus Bertov. Constantine, if you have not read the first issue, is the leader of the military in this country. Stages a very quiet coup and puts himself in charge. He has this incredible hatred for mutants, and we fully see in this issue.
Man, do we ever?
Right,
dude, it was straight out of X2 for me. Like, that's where that went.
In those last desperate pleas,
man, it was so you're like, sir, please don't do that. That's so wrong. I don't know. Okay, so this was weird to me because Marvel has been pretty strong and cranking it out. Yeah. Was there a delay on this issue?
Feels like it, because this was what originally the December 26th.
That's what I thought. Okay, because I was like, I feel like there's been such a huge amount of time that there was kind of a gap. What I think is interesting is the way that the rest of the team is engaging with Cable. Yeah. And that question mark of their engagement. I think that's...
He looks like a young Cable, but how do you trust him? He came back and shot your Cable.
Right. So maybe there's not... We got some questions. Yeah. It's a good book, though. Yeah. I actually really enjoyed it. And I'm not the biggest X-Force fan. Yeah. But I love that it's the original X-Force team. Some of the X-Force history bleeding in, Warpath, needing to be reined in a little bit. He's like, hey,
we don't kill. That's not our thing.
To do that. And he's like, it's X-Force. And you're like, yes, but
we're it's a lowercase X-Force.
Yeah, there you go. It's Diet X-Force. Not. Do you see Wolverine around here? You don't have to snick to everybody. Yeah, it's not a necessity.
Have to be done. Shatterstar, put that guy's throat down.
Thank you. Just put it back. He's. I don't know how.
We'll body slide.
Hug him or something. Yeah. That's fine. Heroes in Crisis #5.
It's fun. What's happening is finally starting to come into focus.
Yes,
and I like that. I wish it would have happened an issue or two back,
at least.
But we now kind of we're seeing how things are what's really happening.
Right. But okay, so my biggest problem with this is that it is absolutely 100% taking place in the regular DC universe.
Yes.
I would have, especially after this issue, I would have felt a lot better if it was Black Label.
Right.
Because this is so heavy.
Yeah. Imagine so this. Heavy. This is as White Knight. In
yes.
that other universe where just go ahead.
Go for it.
Knock yourself
out. Do you. What's interesting is, okay, so Superman makes a huge statement. And I almost feel like it was the least Superman thing I've read in a long time.
Oh, during the presser?
Yeah. He kind of rambles.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't... Okay, spoiler. Superman is actually Clark Kent, who is a journalist. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah, it's caught me off guard. Blindsided.
I know. It was supposed to spoiler-free, but I'm going to let y'all in on that one. But I feel like he would be a lot more articulate than he was here. Yeah. That does come off a little rambly.
Yeah. I wonder if that was a decision on Tom's part, Tom King's, in terms of just how the panel structure would be set.
Maybe, because it does expand to cover a wide range of stuff.
But yeah, I don't know, it felt like something that could have been said in a much smaller.
Yeah, that's literally it. And for a guy that loves to hear his own voice, to suggest anybody else should use smaller amounts of information, I'm a hypocrite. But I really feel like he could have got to the core of what he wanted to say way faster. you know, just boom, 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 and then you get it.
Yeah.
And it's not Superman hitting you over the head with words.
Instead, the exposition is used. Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it does feel pretty wordy. And it'll make sense once you pick up.
Yeah, you got to check it out. It does have probably the best title page spread I think I've ever seen in comics.
Yeah.
The way that the title is woven into the imagery, genius.
Yeah.
Absolute genius, and it's so cool.
That last page.
Oh.
Like, if you thought the ending of Killing Joke, like, caught you out, like, it, like, blindsided you, this...
Again, I say to anyone that puts up a picture of Joker and Harley and says relationship goals, run away, escape.
Nope,
that is not what that is. Not at all.
And seeing that, and it's just so, because just when it hits you, you're like,
oh
yeah, like
no,
the opposite of relationship.
Yeah,
goals.
exact opposite.
Yeah.
Like, cry for help, please run away, don't be there.
Yeah.
Literally, like, if your significant other suggests that as a like co-cosplay,
no,
you might want to.
Yeah,
it's counselor time.
Yeah,
like, where's your relationship going?
Yeah,
because that's dangerous.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. I want no full immersive cosplay.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't me. I was pretending to be the Joker. Right. No, still going to jail, sir. No. All right. So what do we got for the acrylic for you, sir? What are we starting with?
Because I know we've got one that's the same.
We do.
I'm gonna go with Unit 44, number 1. Alterna Comics.
Right.
Wes Locker, Ed Jimenez did the art.
Nice.
One of the really cool things about Alterna is their books are all $1.50.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so it's super affordable. They got a really cool all ages line of stuff.
Okay.
And it's done kind of in the vein of Image or Aftershock, where they let creators come in, do a mini series,
right, and
it's done. This one is kind of a comedy, and I totally dug it. It takes the supposition that there's something like Area 51 or Hangar 18. And due to budget cutbacks, it got moved into like a storage unit.
Oh my god!
And then the person in charge of it neglected to pay the bill. So people came in and like one of those, like, you can buy
one of those auction style things.
Yeah. So these two dudes in this really small town buy it. They don't know what the heck they've got, and these two agents have been sent in to get the stuff back. And it's totally tongue in cheek. It's funny.
Ensues.
And it's not all ages, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, there's nothing in it that I would be hesitant to give to my kids.
Right.
My kids are also my kids. So, but yeah, it was definitely fun.
Okay.
I dug it a lot. Men in Black type comedy.
Right.
And there's some kind of magical crystal that's now missing, and they're afraid it's going to affect the timeline. Yeah. Fantastic. Really recommend it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I took one, Peter Cannon, Thunderbolt, from Dynamite, number 1. Peter Cannon is kind of I don't want to say pulp character, but kind of, you know. So this series was kind of an interesting one where there is a very strong Watchmen reference.
Okay.
But with a twist that is unique, cool, and interesting.
Okay.
Ultimately, like, you have this character in Peter that is, I don't know, he's kind of ostracized himself from humanity by being as aware of things as he is. Some people are like, oh, you're using 90% of your brain. He's like, no, I'm just 9 times more aware than you. Like, that's it. And it sets up this notion of what would be the greatest threat to a guy like that.
Okay.
Right? And it's really kind of an interesting thing, because, like, I was reading and I'm like, oh, okay, this is, you know, kind of a cool, you know, buildup of other superheroes and all that stuff. And you're like, okay, that's cool and kind of common.
Yeah.
But then once you get to that twist, I'm like, oh, now I'm on board for issue 2. Like, I want to see what the rest of this is, and that's pretty cool. So definitely check this out. I don't know if it's part of like a bigger franchise
Not that
they're
I'm aware of
building.
that.
Oh, well then that's even better, you know, because you can build stuff off of that and worth reading.
There you go. It's really nice. Really nice.
Yes. All right, what else you got?
All right.
You want to do the same one or the different one?
I don't know. That's a toughie.
Take your time. Take your time.
I'll do the different one.
Okay.
Because I think this one deserves to be discussed
Fair
a
game.
little bit more in depth. Journey into Unknown Worlds.
Right.
Part of Marvel's 80th anniversary, like one-shots. This one, there's two main stories. One of them done by Cullen Bunn, who you automatically know you get two thumbs up. Guillermo Sana did the art.
Right.
Clay McLeod Chapman wrote the other one, and Francesco Mana did the art. All right. So both series go into that sort of fear of an alien invasion kind of thing, but not like the big one where they show up, Independence Day and they're in there shooting stuff. Like, no, it's like that biological sort of where you get taken over and transformed. And it's just really creepy. It's that body horror kind of thing. So it's kind of probably John Carpenter's thing.
Okay.
But if done more as like a PG or PG-13. The first one, there's something has landed.
Okay.
And government forces have been sent in to try to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
And the first people end up disappearing. Like, they don't get heard from again. So the next wave of people go in, and that's where they kind of find out that there's this alien race that has come to the planet, and they're just trying to survive. But then there's like this really gnarly twist on it that like is almost like a Twilight Zone kind of thing where you think it's one way and then it's just amazing. And then the second one's another one of those body horror ones where another alien race has arrived, and the way they interact is more along the lines of like the Alien franchise.
Oh,
so yeah, really disgusting. but wonderful.
But in a good way.
But yeah, but a fun sort of way.
You wanna consume. Yeah. Ooh, I like.
Yeah.
Speaking of aliens, I took on Action Comics. What? I mean,
he's an alien.
He is. Hello, right? Superman. We got 1007 here. Bendis is doing the writing, and Steve Epting did the artwork. So I mean, hugely great. Yes. What's great is like these, like Action Comics doesn't always have to follow soups, and that's probably one of the best things about it, because originally Action Comics was like this showcase. Like, I mean, am I not mistaken? In Action Comics 8, I think it was, that Green Arrow first premiered. Yeah. So like, there's a lot of different like showcases of other characters. So in this one, we see Jimmy, and we also focus on Lois. The Jimmy one, I swear, Jimmy is Spider-Man without the powers. Like, the dude just cannot win. Like, he can't. That's a crossover book that I would love to see. Like, Superman's pal and Spider-Man teaming up to see who can take the better picture. Yeah. Like, Peter obviously has powers, so that would be an interesting thing, but would Superman intervene to help Jimmy, like, just a little bit? Is that cheating? I don't know. Just think. But Lois's is the story that wins for me. Like, she makes a revelation to someone very, very important to her, and it's one of those things where you're like, oh my God, I can't imagine being in that position, never having figured that out. Yeah, it's one of those kind of things. So I will definitely talk about it afterwards, because I cannot tell you, because that is a huge spoiler, but it was such a very warm and poignant moment for her, and the way it's received, wow, very wow. Yes. So last but certainly not least, we both did Age of X-Men Alpha #1.
Which bothers you because it is a #1, but it's a one-shot.
Totally, completely one shot.
Yeah, everything else is going to be a 5-issue miniseries, I believe.
Branched off of this. Okay, so here I am, the jerk face dummy. What is this based off of? Because I've not been following what's been going on before.
If you're picking this up with you haven't been following the X-Men for a little bit, you're just going to be like, what the?
I kind of was. But it was interesting.
Yeah, in the Uncanny X-Men series that's been going on, issue 10 happens, and X-Men, Nathan Gray, right? Basically, I think it was word for word said no more X-Men, and we have kind of a House of M type situation where this new reality exists, and the X-Men that were as part of Uncanny X-Men died in this incident, and now there's this utopia kind of thing, where mutants are safe and they're celebrated,
right? Because everyone's a mutant. It seems like Okay.
So
interesting.
Yeah, because it's this weird sort of I don't know, as I'm reading it, I'm like there's like my brain is saying, okay, this is kind of like a really perfect place,
right?
but it doesn't
But it's
feel
not
yeah.
right at the same
Yeah.
time. It's kind of like the lighter side of an Age of Apocalypse
Yeah.
sort of thing, but totally in reverse.
Yeah.
So, and I guess with X-Men, wow, that's deep. So X-Men actually came from Age of Apocalypse, so this could literally be the antithesis of that and still seeing the imperfections therein.
Yeah. Yeah, because in his mind, like, this would be the perfect place. Because based on how,
Ooh.
so it's kind of deep. I don't,
Okay.
the thing is, it kind of semi-sets up the miniseries.
Right.
So, like, what happens with the one character when they get caught,
Right.
which is, like, such a weird thing to...
Man, when that started, and I was like, are they...
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because is that... Never mind. Dang it.
Yeah, I can't say it because it's a spoiler.
It is. Man. Okay.
But, yeah.
Did you like it?
I don't know.
That's kind of where I'm at,
Yeah.
too.
So, like, I don't know. It feels like I'm just being primed to read the miniseries,
Yeah.
which I'm gonna.
I mean,
do.
you kind of are, because they kept doing the editor's note of saying this will take place here.
Yeah.
It had a solid narrative follow through.
Yeah.
But this is still a world that we're so unfamiliar
Yeah.
with and not really sure what all the alliances are,
Yeah.
where the lines are drawn, excuse me, or even what the rules are. Because like that one part, I was like, wait, why is okay,
Like
all
that
right.
seems like where's the background? Like why is this the way it is?
Exactly. I think that's what I'm missing is the rules of the world.
Yeah.
We had a very clear understanding of with the Age of Apocalypse, what apocalypse is all about.
Yeah.
And so consequently, the notion of, only the strong survive, survival of the fittest, you got why the world looked like it did because this was the guy that was in charge.
Yeah.
Boom, you got it, you move forward. This one seems a lot more, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. But I think Zach Thompson and Lonnie Naylor, who are the writing team for this,
They're doing
I
well.
think, I think they're doing a couple other books within this series.
Okay.
So I have faith.
Yeah.
I just need to get into
Gotta
it
get
more.
there, man. Gotta get in there. But overall, that was a pretty good book.
Oh yeah.
In a weird sort of like inspirational, you don't know kind of way.
Yeah.
To take the X-Men, which is, I mean, it's been around since,
Yeah.
right? To come up with a story where you're like, I don't know exactly where this is going.
Yeah.
That's a high mark.
Yeah.
Like whether you totally love the story or not, you got to give them points for that
Yeah.
because that's hard to do these days.
And that last page with that poster, which ties in even more to what you were talking about.
Right. But not all at the same time because
Right.
you're like, that is the last person I would expect to make that statement.
Yeah.
No way on anyone's green earth would I expect that. So
That's true. That's true.
good stuff. Thank you guys for all your support, all you subscribers. You guys are beautiful.
Yes.
We love that those numbers are just skyrocketing up there. And we're going to do some great things to give you guys more content. We actually were talking about that earlier. Like maybe we might look at, some other like offshoot shows or things like that. So if you guys would be interested, throw out some suggestions. Man.
Drop them in the comments below. Hit us up on the Twitters.
We're open to it. We're definitely open to it. And if this is your first time checking us out, definitely hit the like button, the subscribe button, and that bell to get the notifications of when we drop, which is every week.
Every week. For like 5 years now.
We're in here. We're here. Even though it's cold outside,
It is frigid.
we're in here.
And the store is way too big.
I mean,
It's
it does
freaking
make it a little
cold.
harder to heat in here, but we'll keep each other warm. Let's just bring it in. Just bring it in. Wait, no. Yeah, thank you. And Jeremy's so happy.
Yeah.
Jeremy's like, yeah,
This is gold.
do it.
This is
it.
gold.